Um, Back on the road today. I just finished volunteering at meal pie at an eco, it's called Ecogite in France. And today I'm going to Dijon. It's going to be a very long journey. I'm a bit nervous because it's pretty far, a lot farther away than I thought. Now I have to get to the closest highway, which is quite a ways away from here. So 3 rides, I got really lucky and I'm already in Lyon. Uh, Now I'm at the Marchand-Kitchener Bridge trying to catch a ride to Villefranche. I made it. This is Dijon. At the Chapellerie. Does anybody need hats? Expensive racing hats? So my past day has been quite an adventure since I left this morning. I was very nervous last night. I looked at the distance from Labastide-de-Virac to Dijon, and it was almost 500 kilometers, and it was very far away from the highway. I worried that I wouldn't get here in time, but from the morning I waited for 10 minutes on the road outside of my host's road, but 5 cars passed. 10 minutes later, my host came by to drop his kid off in a little town from there, and he recommended a different route. And after he dropped me off, I just had luck. A guy with a fat dog dropped me off a chunk of the way, and then 2 Ivory Coastians picked me up. They dropped me off at the péage, from where I got a ride with a guy going to Valence, and from Valence, a guy, Nicolas, picked me up, invited me into his house in Lyon for a coffee. From there, he dropped me off at the bridge towards Dijon. A few rides later, I got here. It was miraculously fast. And another guy even invited me to get a coffee at the bakery. So I had 2 coffees, and I've noticed my days are a lot more interesting when I hitchhike, even as difficult as it is in this winter time. They're by far the most interesting and adventure-filled days. I've been speaking French all day today, so my head is starting to switch into a different thinking mode. I'm leaving Dijon today to Freiburg. So, bye-bye. Here I am in Mulhouse, like 10 kilometers away from the German border. There's snow on the hills over there, but I think I gotta go walk somewhere over there and take like a national state road, because this highway thing is there's not many cars coming through here. Despite having to wait for almost an hour in the cold this morning, I had good luck getting to Besançon, and then from there, an older lady gave me a ride right to the border of Germany here. So I'm walking through a different route, trying to find a state road, which will take me to a more direct route. Otherwise, I've been to the game. You can high-five the leaves as you pass. High-five leaves! It's strange walking through just like a nowhere part of this city called Ilzach, and realizing that all these people here have their own lives, and their bubble and everything revolves. This is part of that, their bubble. And as a passerby, I don't see or feel practically any of it, except for the stories I get from people who give me rides while hitchhiking. It's a really interesting way of not only practicing the language, in my case learning lots of French, but getting into the head of the people who live here. And my noticings of hitchhiking in France is that this is the easiest country that I've hitchhiked in Europe. If you get to a pay stop, a pay booth, it's very easy to catch a ride. Otherwise, a lot of people smoke pot in the south of France. 3 or 4 drivers were smoking like spliffs in the car as they picked me up. Otherwise, there's a lot of eco-conscious people here. While writing a sign for me, a Swiss lady stopped and brought me to the other side of the river. I'm in Germany, so finally changing the language again. Yes, one country closer. It worked. I stood in a terrible spot in front of a red light before the highway, and a young couple dropped me off 5 minutes away from Rosanna's apartment place in Freiburg. I'm packing up here in Freiburg. Get my sign ready. I'm gonna miss Freiburg. Here I am with my sign. I've been here over an hour already. Yeah, it's difficult here in Germany today, but normally mornings are pretty difficult. As I got my harmonica, I'm gonna get some practice in while I'm waiting. Today is going really hard. I've been here 3 hours already. I've switched my sign maybe 3 times already since then. And I don't know, nobody's stopping. It's a little cold too, the sun's hiding. So it's past 8 p.m. and I've had a rough day. I've barely made it 200 kilometers outside of Freiburg. I spent 4 hours waiting in that first place with sudden traffic, and then I went to the entrance of the on-ramp, and finally somebody picked me up, and she brought me maybe like 10-15 kilometers to another on-ramp, and it was similarly difficult. And then someone from there, after a half hour, brought me to a rest stop, and then I got to Karlsruhe, and then from there I got here, but it was already like past 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock then, and I tried hitchhiking out of a gas station further out of town. That didn't work. Nobody was going that direction. So I'm taking a bus to Frankfurt. I took a night bus and I finally made it to Hamburg. On the way here, I I tried to buy a ticket, but it didn't accept 20s and it didn't accept a credit card. So I decided, fuck it, I'm not buying a ticket. And I got caught and I owe 60 euros now. So pay your tickets when you ride the subway. Rainy, shitty weather in Hamburg. Just how I remember it. Let's go see the tunnel. Under the Elbe. And now going back up the same way. I'll have to go back the exact same way. Going back the same way. So my ferry got canceled today because of a storm, and I'm still gonna go today. Instead, I'm taking the bus. I've unpacked, got my scythe. I left my backpack outside so that the mushrooms that are stored there don't heat up. And it's about ready time to go. Lithuania, here I come. Made it to Warsaw. Got less than an hour until my bus to Vilnius, and then I'm home. Just walking around the bus station. "10 p.m. I finally made it home." Oh, I can rest now.